Welcome back to Turtles Cove Media, everyone. Thank you for showing up. Whether you're here to watch, learn, or just decompress for a little bit, we're glad you're here and we're getting right into it. So, picking up from where we left last time, we introduced some player movement to our left paddle, which is the main player paddle. And today we're going to be working on the actual ball, getting it moving a little bit, get a little bit of collision going, and so we can really start to get the game to be a game. So I'm going to pull up our code. First things first, we're just going to check to make sure everything is working like it's supposed to. That's a shortcut to that is F5. You may have a few prompts asking to use the Python decompiler, and that's what you're going to do. So here, pulls up, WNS, everything's working fine. So now we will get on to it. So from here, we're going to come down to our player paddle, and we're just going to add a couple spaces in between it. We're going to add a comment, and we're just going to call it ball movement. So from here, we're going to call our actual ball variable, and we're going to do ball.x. And here you can do two things. You can do ball.x equals, we're going to say ball.x plus 1. And what that does is it takes the existing value of ball.x and it just adds a 1 to it. And so that'll just ensure a constant movement. And we can actually look at that real quick. We're going to save it, we're going to run it, and it should just start moving to the right side of the screen. Like that. We don't have collision yet for the paddle, so it's just going to pass right through. It's going to go on forever. So we're just going to stop it. Another way of doing it, and it makes the code a little bit cleaner, we're going to do plus equals 1. Does the exact same thing. So now we're going to do ball.y, get the y-axis involved, same thing, plus equals 1. Now it's going to move diagonally, and again, it's going to keep on going forever. So to introduce that first little bit of collision, sorry, I had to pull up my notes, make sure I'm doing everything correctly. We're just going to come to ball.y. We're going to add a couple more lines and another comment just so we know what everything is. And call it ball collision. So this is specific right now. This is going to be the collision between the top and bottom of the screen. So we're going to say if ball dot top. This is built-in functionality. Ball dot top equals 0 or ball dot bottom is greater than the height. So if it is saying if the ball hits either the top or the bottom, we're going to have a change. And so in this case, for right now, we're just going to be messing with the Y. And this is going to look a little bit funky because this is not exactly how you'd want to do it, but we'll do it the right way in just a few. And we're going to hit -1. And so what that's going to do, it's going to take that value and it's just going to flip it. So we're going to look at it, see it run. Once it gets there. All right. And it's going to be a little bit funky once it gets towards the bottom. Yeah, there we go. It's just going to, and again, it'll continue going on forever. And the reason we're getting that funkiness is every frame, it's adding 1, so it's changing the location of ball.y by a +1. But whenever it hits the bottom, it's subtracting 1, so it's constant. It wants to go down further, but it can't. So at that point, it just starts moving right. So we're going to make that a lot cleaner and look a lot better going forward. So here, as part of that cleaning this up, we really don't want to be setting these values like this in the code. We want a much better and easier way of doing this. And so, like we do with almost everything else, we're going to create a constant variable that's easy for us to find up top. So we're going to come up here to our paddle and ball variables. We're going to add two more. We're going to do our ball. First one's going to be called ball speed x. And for right now, we're just going to set it to 1. And we're going to do a second one. Nope. Nope. Y. Ball speed y, also 1. So from here, we could do ball speed x, ball speed y. We'll end up getting the same result last time. And there we go. Now, someone may ask, can we not just take this ball speed y and set it here? We're going to do that. It's not going to work out right, and you'll see that in just a second. There we go. That's what I was expecting. So because we have this one, this is defined outside the main, and we're using as a constant. It's not going to let it work. It's not how the programming language wants it to be run. The compiler won't let it run. Some of that's a little fancy. I'm sorry. Just we can't do that. Nor do we want to. Again, we're setting those as constant values. The only constant values we probably ever want to change would be our width and height, just to change the window size. Not worrying about that right now. So what we have to do is we have to bring these variables, the value of these variables, into the actual main function. So up, we're going to add this below the ball variable. We're going to create two new variables, ball dx, and we're going to set its value to ball speed x, and then ball dy, and it will be ball speed y. So what this does, it lets us bring these values into the main function, or really into any function you'd want to. And now with these, we will be able to initiate that change, and it'll give us the behavior that we want. So we're going to come down here. We're going to have ball d of x, then our ball d of y. There we go. And now we're going to come down here, and we're going to set this to ball d of y. And what this actually does, so while it's running, it's just adding +1 to the pixel to where that ball should be. When it hits the bottom or top, it reverses its direction. It actually changes the value to -1, so it starts actually subtracting to that value. So we'll see in just a second, but it'll actually give us that behavior we really want it to. So F5. And we should see it go up diagonally, and there we go. So now the ball's behaving like we want it to. If we saw it, could see it keep going. Once it hit the top, it would go back down. So with this is the conclusion of today's lesson. The ball is moving. We have some basic collision to the top and the bottom. And now we're actually getting things flowing and making our basic Pong game look like an actual game. So next lesson, we'll actually add some paddle collision in there. We'll put in a temporary second player so we can do some testing. And probably also look at doing a little bit of acceleration, so as each player or player in AI hits the ball, it'll speed up, just making the game a little bit more difficult, and again, making this into an actual game. I'm so glad you guys were able to join me today. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to see you next time.